Hello, everybody. I am Christy Peterson, Psychic Medium, and welcome to my channel. I appreciate you watching my video, and if you like what you see, please hit the thumbs up button and the subscribe button, and you'll get more videos. I will be doing them every month, about the same time of the month. So today what we're going to talk about is heaven and hell, and then living in fear. And these are two hot topics. And actually, what I'm doing is my latest book is Between Earth and Heaven, A Beginner's Guide to Living a Spiritual Life. And I'm kind of going through the chapters each month and covering a couple of chapters in each video. So that doesn't mean I don't want you to buy the book. I do still want you to buy the book on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. But I want to, talk a little bit more about what it means chapter by chapter. So let's talk about heaven and hell first, because that's always kind of a dicey subject. And people ask me, I have a lot, as a psychic medium, I have clients pretty much all day, every day. And a common theme that I've seen throughout the years is if someone passes away through suicide, through drug overdose, through just, not taking care of themselves, or even I've gotten many comments if their loved one was gay. And it's like, I just want to know, did they go to hell? And it hurts my heart when I hear that. It really does, because the response that I get from those on the other side is hell was here on earth. And it's true, earth is hard. Earth is filled with some really difficult lessons, and hell really is on earth. So when they pass away, there really is no such thing as hell. They've already experienced it, and there is nothing but love in heaven. And because that's what heaven is. Why do we come to planet Earth? It is for our soul to evolve and reach enlightenment. Okay, what's enlightenment? Enlightenment is everything you think, say, and do comes from love. And I got to tell you, I got a long way to go, because I still get upset over a lot of different things and get angry. But again, that's also part of human emotion. We're here to experience all of that. But with every human incarnation we have, hopefully, excuse me, we learn those lessons and get closer and closer and closer to thinking and saying and hearing. Everything that we do comes from love. That is the purpose. So that kind of talks about heaven and hell, that hell exists here on planet Earth. That's it. When you go to heaven, because I'll tell you what, whenever I have somebody come through from the other side, never once do I have them say, I died too soon. I want to come back. This was a mistake. No, they are so happy. In fact, many times they're just plain silly. And they will laugh and they'll make jokes and they'll be dancing. And sometimes it's hard for me when the loved one is grieving, wanting information, and I'm laughing because I can see what their loved one is doing and they're just having a ball. And they can be working. I see a lot of people that will work with kids, either helping them transition over or they'll be teaching them. Other people will be, if they were musicians, they will still be with other musicians on the other side and still doing what they love to do. That's what heaven is. I was raised thinking that you sat on a cloud all day and, maybe played a harp or something like that. And no, that's not true. It's very much like Earth, only without all of those heavy emotions. It's just love, which is the highest emotion. And we can still work. We're with our loved ones. We're with our family. We're still doing much of what we did here. We shed our body and we shed the heaviness of those other emotions. So hopefully that answers your questions about heaven and hell. Because I know religions tend to use scare tactics. Some of them do. And I think the basis of all religion is really very good. And that is believing in a power, as I say, other than yourself, but you are part of that power. But then man got hold of it and really twisted religion into a control piece rather than a piece of love and guidance. So that brings me to the next topic that I want to talk about. And that is, we really are a society that lives in fear. And a lot of people, I'm not afraid of anything. I'm absolutely not afraid of anything. Okay, why don't you, quit your job, sell your house, and, go backpacking through Europe like you said you've always wanted to do. Oh, I can't do that. What if, what if, what if, what if? And that tells me that they really do live in a society of fear. And I will tell you, that's the way it's meant to be. And when I say meant to be, it goes from powers beyond the normal human beings. They want to keep us in fear because if we are kept in fear, we are easier to control. And once you realize that, you can just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go buy a ticket to this show and watch it unfold because this is some crazy stuff. And it really is. And even it starts with our parents because they have been raised in a society of fear too. So we can't blame them. We can't point fingers, but we just know that's where it starts. And from the minute we are born, our parents are, if you're good, I'll give you a cookie. If you're bad, you're going to have a timeout. If you're good in the store, I'll buy you something. And we learn very early on what to be afraid of with our parents. And if we're good and we behave and we do what they want us to do, that there are rewards. And then it moves on to siblings. And then it's our teachers. And then it's our friends. And then it's our bosses. And everybody trying to put their own programming onto us. And we reach a point in our life where we don't even know who we are anymore. And I have people all the time say, you know what, I have everything I ever wanted. Why am I not happy? And it's because we have been programmed to look outside of ourselves. And that's what needs to change. And it's like no matter what goes on out here, what happens in here is peaceful and it's calm. And that, because I always say the biggest addiction in the world today is the addiction to fear. And I see it every single day. When something good happens, people go, oh, well, I wonder how long that's going to last. Or when's the next shoe going to drop? And it's like they just keep waiting for the next thing to happen. And if you look at a group of people, most of the time it will be, if there's trauma going on with that person, or I'm so scared about this, or you're not going to believe what happened to me here, and on and on, that's when everybody rallies and you get that support. But the celebration of all good things, then there tends to be a lot of shaming, a lot of judging. And I think as a society, we are completely upside down. And I just want to talk about that. And, with the birth of social media, comes judging and shaming, criticism, even shunning on a whole new level that we have never seen before. And that creates that fear in us that if we don't behave in a certain way, people won't like us. People will judge us. I'm afraid of what other people think. And the way I was raised, what will the neighbors think? You behave in a certain way or else. And just raised with that fear. And with social media, it goes beyond your own neighborhood, your hometown, your home state. This is international now that we can judge and shame, shun, criticize people. And now we can do it almost anonymously, which gives us a certain power. And it's just wrong. And I want people to start understanding that we are here to support each other. We are here to love each other. And I say, I love everybody. Some people I love here, and some people I love out here. And you just have to know, because some people are toxic to you and your energy, and you have to understand that too. You can still love them, but you can love them from a distance and know that that's okay. So when we are trained to think outside of ourselves, it is, I think many of us are learning now that it's never, what makes us happy isn't the house we live in, isn't the car we drive, it isn't the clothes that we buy. A lot of people are still wrapped up into that. And I'm not saying anything against those things. I love living in a nice house. I love driving a nice car. I love having nice clothes. I do. I love it. But that does not define who I am. And that's the difference. And what dawned on me not too long ago, just a few months ago, is even in the metaphysical world, in the spiritual world, we many times are taught to look outside of ourselves. And that is, if you have this crystal, if you have this essential oil, if you have these tarot cards, if you have this pendulum, and those are wonderful tools. And believe me, I love all of them. I have all of them. I've got a little bit of an addiction problem myself to tarot cards. I've probably got 40 decks of them, and I love them. But what I do understand is that that's a tool. Just like crystals are a tool, just like essential oils are tools, just like divining rods are tools. And we're going to talk about those in a future video. We're going to talk about those and what a great tool, what great tools they are. But it is not going to take you home to you. And everything in your life from this day forward needs to have the goal of here. What is inside me? Who am I? What do I really want? And what does that mean? What does that look like and feel like to me? And that is to get there without the fear of what society is going to think, the fear of what your family is going to think, the fear of your boss. Because I'm telling you, there's always going to be another job. I've had plenty of them, believe me. And it's always starting inside yourself. And that is starting with, who am I? And becoming really clear. And I tell people, when you go on a spiritual journey, it will be the most joyous journey that you ever take. But that doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It's a lot of hard work. And it's looking at the shadows inside yourself, the way that you were programmed by your parents, by the rest of your family, by society at large, how you were programmed to think, feel, and be. And then you start thinking, is that true? Does that continue to serve me? Or can I let that go? Because mindfulness, or being mindful, is a really trendy term right now. And everybody goes, oh, I'm just trying to be mindful. Sorry, I shouldn't make fun. But it's true. But what's the definition? What does being mindful really mean? And to me, being mindful is, why do I say what I say? Why do I do what I do without judgment of myself or anybody else? And one of my favorite stories, and I'm sure most of you have heard this before, but I think it bears repeating, is a new young couple. They were hosting an Easter dinner for the family, and they had a big ham that they were going to cook. And the wife took out the ham and cut both ends off, put it in her pan, and put it in the oven. And her husband said, oh, why do you cut the ends off the ham? She said, well, it's because my mom always did it that way. Like, okay. So her mom came to dinner, and she goes, Mom, why'd you always cut the ends off the ham before you baked it? She said, well, because that's what my mom always did. Well, Grandma came over. She goes, Grandma, why'd you cut the ends off the ham before you baked it? And she goes, so it would fit in my pan. I love that story. And was Grandma right or Grandma wrong? No, Grandma was right for her. But then was it right for this new young bride? Was it right for her? No. But did that make her grandmother wrong? No. It served her grandmother perfectly, but it no longer serves her. So you let that go. And you can let it go with a laugh and go, whoo, took me a while to catch on to that one. And that's what being mindful is. Why do I say what I say? Why do I do what I do without judgment of myself or anybody else? That's not easy to do. And when we talk about judgment, who do we judge the most? Ourselves. How do you stop that? It is starting to become aware with that inside job of, who am I really? And we all come with certain gifts and talents onto this planet, and that doesn't always fit into society's norm. It doesn't always fit into our education system. But we have certain gifts, and we need to recognize them, claim them as our own, and know that we're here for that reason. Period. That's why we're here. So, where was I going to go with this? The worst judging that we do is with ourselves. So I want to tell you right now, I want to set the record straight that you are perfect, exactly as you are. Don't hit the delete button, please. Because people, it always drives me nuts too when people go, well, nobody's perfect. Well, I'm only human. And it's just like, oy vey. You are perfect. You are absolutely perfect. In spirit, you know exactly who you are, and that is perfection because you are a piece of divinity expressing yourself as yourself. And that's one of the best things I ever heard is God is expressing himself through you as you. Now, isn't that beautiful? So how can that be wrong? How can we judge that? We can't. What we judge is someone that maybe doesn't live up to our standards, live up to society standards. We don't know why they're here. And my opinion of source, creator, God, divinity, whatever you want to call it, is that we are all one. So if we are all one, why are you different from me? Why am I different from you? Why am I different from my neighbor? That's what ego is. Ego is what separates us from each other. So we can still be that piece of divinity, but we are expressing it in a different way. And if you look at look at the ocean and pretend just for imagination's sake that the emotion is the creator, is God, is divinity. And we take a bucket out of there. Is it still the ocean? Yeah, it really is. But it's now in a smaller form. And then we take a teaspoon out of that bucket, which might be us, our souls, our spirits. Is that still the ocean? Is it still part of the one? Absolutely. But it's just looking different now in a spoon. But you take that spoon of ocean water and put it back in the bucket. You put that bucket back in the ocean. And that is an easy way for me to understand and maybe explain how we are all part of creation, the whole, the source, God, whatever word you're comfortable with. That's what it is. The thing is being separate with our egos now, it's you're coming here to learn certain lessons. I'm coming here to learn other lessons. Somebody down the street is learning other lessons as well. And we come here to learn lessons, experience things, accomplish things. And we have no business judging anybody else because we haven't figured out why we're here yet. And we judge ourselves for it. And we have to understand that we're doing it perfectly. Because until we cross over to the other side and it becomes crystal clear that we have to understand and know that we're doing what we came here to do, doing it perfectly. And a crazy thing that I like to talk about is let's say there's somebody who comes and says, I want to learn the lesson. I want to understand what it's like to be the biggest asshole on the planet. And we can go, you are doing such a good job. You are amazing at being the biggest asshole on the planet. Now, that's really crude. And it's really, but it drives the point home. We can't judge it because if that's what they're here to learn, they're doing it and they're doing it beautifully. So, what are you here to learn? That's part of life, is to figure all that out. But we have no business judging somebody else, criticizing them, shaming them, shunning them. That goes against the evolution of the soul. That goes so far against of enlightenment, where everything you think, say, and do comes from love. So that's a great place to start, is quit judging. When you see somebody do something that you would never do or that you think is wrong, you sit back and go, I wonder what lessons they're here to learn. I wonder why they're here. How interesting is that? I'd love to find out what that erratic behavior is about, what I consider bad behavior, bad manners, bad whatever. What are they here to learn? Why did they choose that lesson? Because I tell you, none of the lessons are easy. They truly are not. So that's a good place to start. So then, and that's the inside job, is why am I here? What lessons am I supposed to learn? And they will become clear as they happen. So a lot of, we can't necessarily predict those, that they will become clear, but don't judge yourself and don't say, oh God, I'm so stupid. I'm so clumsy. Oh God, can you believe I did that again? Stop that. So when something happens that doesn't look great to you, feel right to you, it's like, okay, what's the lesson? What am I supposed to learn about that? And okay, I'm so clumsy. Am I really? Am I really clumsy? Can I change that? You know what? I think I can. And am I so stupid? No, you're not stupid. You just didn't understand that particular situation, and now you do. You're not stupid. And I hear a lot of people, well, I don't have a college degree, so I'm really stupid. Well, I'll tell you what, I know a lot of incredibly intelligent people with college degrees, and I know a lot of very intelligent people without college degrees. I know someone who's incredibly intelligent who has an eighth grade education because this particular person didn't like a structured environment. And so she went out and just started studying and learning and taking independent classes and going to the library and reading books. Incredibly smart human being. And just because she's got an eighth grade formal education, does that make her stupid? No, it doesn't mean anything. So please, from the bottom of my heart, quit judging people, quit shaming people. Let's lift each other. Let's be the light in other people's lives and be genuinely happy for their success. Because we talk about the law of attraction, and being genuinely happy for someone else's success gives you the feeling of what must they feel like right now with this achievement, with this happiness. And if they can have it, so can I. It doesn't mean because they have it, I can't, or they're not deserving, because that means you're not deserving. And you are. You're very deserving, as are they. And because people succeed in maybe ways you wouldn't or don't approve of, doesn't mean it's not deserving. It isn't. And so sit with someone else's success and go, isn't that fabulous? That just makes my heart sing for them. Because what that does for you is open your heart, your soul for your own success. And what is success? Well, I think that's going to be another video for another day. But success isn't always monetary. Success to me is, are you happy? Do you live a happy life? That's success. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care what house you live in. I don't care what car you drive. That matters zero to me. Do you take care of yourself? Do you give yourself the worth, the understanding that you deserve to be here? You deserve to be happy. You deserve to be joyful. And that means that other people deserve to be joyful, deserve to be happy too. And that's where we become the light and we become love, is really wanting the best for other people. You know, I love the golden rule, do unto others as you would have them done unto you. That's not true. And because some people, it's like, yeah, no, don't gift me with a Bentley. I don't want that because you want it. It's like, no, do unto others as they want done unto them. And that is, everybody wants to be happy. I always say there are 5 base emotions that people want, and that is happiness, that is freedom, it is balance, it is love, it's peace. That's what we all want. So which one sings to you the most? And then it's your job to start saying, okay, let's say, because my word happens to be peace. Everything I do, does that support peace in my life? Does that support the person I want to be? Does that support the life I want to live? Every situation that arises, ask yourself that. Does that support happiness in my life? Does that support balance in my life? Because we want all of them, we really do. But which one resonates with you the most? That's the first one that you focus on, is what do I want? I want peace. What does that look like to me? Well, for me, it looks like no matter what's going on out here, in my head, I'm calm, I'm peaceful, and I'm happy. And that's the other thing, is you sit with it and, okay, what do I feel like when I'm happy? What do I feel like when I'm at peace? What do I feel like when I have balance in my life? That's the beginning journey on a road to spirituality. And isn't that exciting? And certainly there's going to be things that come up and you're going to like, whoa, where was that buried deep into my gut? And that's the shadow side of life. And it's just one thing at a time. You start dealing with that, realizing, does it continue to serve me? Does it not? Let's let that go. and you move on. And I make it sound lovely and peaceful, and it's not. It really isn't. It's hard work. But you know, life is hard whether you're happy or not. So why not be happy? Choose it. And then everything you do, does that support happiness in my life? Does that support the person I want to be? Does that support the life I want to live? It boils it down and really makes it pretty simple. Doesn't mean it is, but it can be. And then don't be in a rush because there's no finish line. You're not running a marathon and it's over and done. Well, when you die, I guess it is. But other than that, people, they want to, by next Monday, oh God, I'm spiritual, I'm awakened. It's like, it doesn't work that way. It is step by step, day by day, situation by situation, minute by minute, or hour by hour, that you are committed to a new way of being. And that is not living in fear. Because if I'm fearful, am I happy? Am I balanced? Am I at peace? No. And it's being really crystal clear with what really is going on out here and how we are being controlled. And that doesn't mean that we have to be complete rebels with everything. It can be like the mask mandate that's going on right now is a perfect situation. Do I like wearing a mask? No, I don't. Is it a big hoax? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And I've always been a firm believer in choice with our life. But I choose to wear a mask out in public during a mask mandate. Do I like it? No. But I also know that it is easier for me to be at peace, to put that on and go outside and wear it. And is that right for everybody? No, it isn't. And I'm not saying that it is. It is a choice I made, not out of fear, but out of my own goals in life. So that's how you should look at every choice in your life. Not, am I going to be judged by someone else? Am I going to be criticized? Am I going to be shamed? Am I going to be shunned? No, is this something I choose to do or not? And, some things are out of our control as long as, but just don't do it out of fear. Do it out of a conscious choice, period. That's it. Start recognizing where you are being controlled by fear. And does that serve me? Does that not serve me? Do I go along with it and know what's going on? Okay. Or do I say, absolutely not? I'm not going along with that. It doesn't serve me. Great. Your choice always. But it's conscious choices, conscious living. All right. That's all I've got for today on heaven and hell and living in a society of fear. Step outside of the fear, figure out who you are, what you truly want, and what that looks like and feels like to you. That's the first steps in stepping outside of fear and living an authentic, beautiful, perfect life, because you are perfect. You're a beautiful, perfect soul. Start claiming that. All right? All right. Thank you all. Love you all. Subscribe. Hit the thumbs up, please. Bye.